campus. As Mr. Lee would say, hello, class of 2012, and congratulations. Guys, I'm going to be frank with you. I have a lot to say and they only gave me 4 minutes. Mr. McCord is over there with a slingshot, and he told me if I went a second over, he'd use the Boy Scout skills that Ethan taught him to shoot me in the eye. As you guys know, for me, 4 minutes is a rather cool time frame, but I'll try. You see, I have a story for all of you. And it starts with a socially awkward, slightly chubby 14-year-old, fresh from the soul-crushing institution that is Sutter Middle School. This kid entered West Campus a reject, an outsider, an eldest son from a broken family, and the inheritor of a bleak future. But this kid, despite his flaws and despite his past, was determined to make a name for himself, and was determined to live the life he dreamed of living. Freshman year, he was placed in Miss Slagle's advanced English class, where he wrote some of the most ingenious and incredible pieces she had ever read. Every day he walked the halls, observing the hypocrisies of the life all around him. A school whose teachers asked their students to put away their cell phones before quickly rushing to the back of the classroom to answer their own. A teacher named Bastian, whose cries of "Killing me softly!" seemed quite contradictory. And a school whose reputation and size somehow gave way to students who had the capacity to understand and care for him. Soon, he began to realize that the place in which he found himself was unlike any he'd seen before. He was in a place where different was welcomed, where dreams were encouraged, and where everyone had the opportunity to live their life to the fullest. As a sophomore, he took AP World History and, well, that alone is reason enough to skip 2010. Come junior year, this kid was known for his escapades. He was larger than life, it seemed, and he, like every one of his classmates, began to chronicle his various thoughts and actions on the Facebook. Yes, the only place where you can make friends with hundreds of people you've never met and tend to imaginary crops on a game called Farmville. For all his time at West Campus High School, something had been happening to this young man. He was becoming kinder, gaining friends, becoming an individual that others would hope to emulate. A legend among mere mortals. He became known for dressing too formally, far better than his peers, for his way with words, and for his recklessness. He lived life the way he wanted, and for most, that was reason enough to admire him. Because you see, as others began to realize, this man had a dream, a vision more ambitious and more incredible than anyone could have imagined. Never in his life had he let a single individual push him to the ground, and he never would. Because this man was destined for greatness. He would enter the most prestigious institution in the land, and he would live the greatest life ever lived. A life worth writing about. In July of 2012, this man will enter the United States Marine Corps and begin writing the greatest novel ever written. This man is one of my closest friends, and an individual that I respect above all others. Mr. Joseph Ledoux. I know how much that has felt like that. You see, Joseph is special for the way he looks at life, and the way he lives it how humans are supposed to. He sees each moment as something greater, each second as one worth making memorable. He sees the ugliness and the beauty in the commonplace. He sees challenges as chapters in a story of his life, and life itself a thing worth living. But this isn't just the story of a man named Joseph Ledoux. Change a few minor details here and there, and it's the story of any one of you. Because West Campus High School, because the class of 2012 is full of individuals who never, ever give up on their dreams. Individuals like Joseph who live each and every day to the fullest, who never compromise themselves, and who inspire me beyond all measure. Because, if you change a few details, this is the story of Daniel Contreras and his love of baseball. This is the story of Jordan Eldridge, the greatest athlete I've ever had the fortune to meet. Of Ivan Kovacevic, a musician for the ages. Of Spencer Nairati, the only man I'll admit has ever bested me in a debate. Of Hannah Petrie, Kara Wall, and even Tessima, whose voices will take them places I can only imagine. Of sing Elizabeth De Leon, Heather Bellecci, Trinidad Alcala, Ewan and Alex Tran, and hundreds of my best friends who will never cease to inspire me with their grace, their knowledge, and their absolutely unique and beautiful ways of living. Class of 2012, I ask you, from the bottom of my heart, to never let go of who you are, and to never let go of life. To never stop seeing the gold in each moment, and to never stop reaching for it. Never stop moving towards the inevitable barriers, the inevitable sorrows, and the inevitable triumphs. As Joseph once said in one of his famous status updates, sometimes I get gripped with a sense of immediate urgency, and I have to be off doing something because a long time ago, when I was too young, I realized I'm going to die, and we all are, and there's not a dang thing anyone can do about it. So I figured, why should I be sitting around doing nothing when I should be experiencing? With you, class of 2012, I never stopped experiencing. You've never ceased to inspire me, to provide for me a home, and a source of solace. For the last 4 years, you've been my world, and I cannot thank you enough for making it one that I longed to return to each and every day. Thank you to my very best friends sitting in front of me, individuals I consider to be my brothers and sisters. And, on a rather unrelated note, to my mother, who has, over the past 18 years, done more for me than I ever could have asked for. Mom, if I could someday provide my children with a mother as incredible as you, I will consider myself successful. Class of 2012, to those of you who asked me not to forget you when I'm president, I want you to know how impossible that is. I was enchanted to meet each and every one of you, and I can never forget my family. Thank you. Without further ado, please welcome our principal, Gregory Thomas.